Today I want to talk about Portugal. Why it used to be one of the most talked about destinations for EU residency, why that's changed significantly, and what the better options look like right now. Portugal's immigration system effectively broke down after COVID. A massive queue built up, and by the summer of 2024, the Immigration Authority reported over 400,000 cases in active processing. The Portuguese government announced a reform, and by the end of 2025 was reporting that 93% of cases had been cleared. But then in January 2026, Portuguese administrative courts announced an emergency recruitment of judges to handle over 124,000 pending cases related to residence permits, first-time applications, renewals, family migration, and more. So the problem-solved narrative didn't quite hold up. We have clients right now who have been waiting more than 6 months for their initial residence permit in Portugal. We've filed formal complaints about processing delays on their behalf. Whether that moves things forward, we'll see. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Wise Move channel. I'm Eugene, one of the founders of our immigration agency. Starting in early 2022, Portugal became one of the most requested destinations we heard about in consultations. And to be fair, there were real reasons for that. Portugal offered a path to citizenship after just 5 years of residence. Compare that to Spain, where the requirement is 10 years. Portugal was also genuinely cheaper than neighboring countries at the time. Housing, services, everyday costs. It was noticeably more affordable than Spain or France. Our team worked with a lot of clients on Portuguese programs across different routes. But starting in 2023 and accelerating into 2024 and 2025, several things shifted at once, and Portugal began losing most of what made it attractive. A few things happened in quick succession. Portugal removed the ability to apply for a residence permit from inside the country. Previously, you could arrive on a tourist visa and submit your application while already there. One of only 2 EU countries that allowed this. That option is gone. Family reunification was restricted. You now need to have lived in Portugal for at least 2 years before you can bring family members over through this route. The flexibility around document submissions was removed, and you now need a complete package up front. And in mid to late 2025, Portugal's parliament passed a new immigration law extending the residency requirement for citizenship for 5 years to 10. The law has passed, but as of now, it hasn't been formally signed into force, and no effective date has been published. On top of all that, the conversation about Portugal being cheaper than Spain is no longer accurate. Over the last 3 years, prices have converged. In some categories, particularly rental and property prices, Portugal has actually become more expensive than comparable areas in Spain. The cost advantage that existed in 2022 is largely gone. If you have a specific personal reason to live in Portugal, it's still possible to make it work. There are active programs, but you need to go in with realistic expectations. Waiting a year to a year and a half for your residence card is a real possibility, and you'll spend that time in legal limbo. For most people comparing options today, Portugal simply no longer has a meaningful advantage over Spain. In January 2023, Spain launched its digital Nomad visa, and it changed the landscape significantly. You can arrive in Spain on any Schengen tourist visa and submit your residence application from inside the country. You don't need to return to your home country to apply. That's still a rare feature in the EU. The document preparation process, which we handle with our clients, typically takes 1 to 2 weeks. The permit is issued for 3 years, and the path to permanent residence and eventually citizenship follows from there. In 3 years of running this program, we've had 0 final rejections. There have been follow-up requests for additional documents, but not a single client has been denied. That's unusual in immigration, and it's why the Spain Digital Nomad Visa is the only program where we offer a 100% money-back guarantee if something doesn't work out. Not everyone applying for EU residency is planning to move permanently. A lot of our clients have specific practical reasons. Some want a long-stay permit as an alternative to applying for short-stay visas repeatedly. Especially relevant since multi-entry Schengen visas became harder to get toward the end of 2025. Some want a backup option. If something changes in the country where they currently live, having EU residency means you can move your family to Europe quickly. Others want to open European bank accounts, run a business in the EU, or access investments or property they already hold in Europe. And some simply want to spend time in different EU countries to get a real sense of where they'd want to build a longer-term life. Having a residence permit gives you the flexibility to do that without visa restrictions. Whatever your situation, the right program depends on your specific profile and goals. If you want to understand which route actually fits your case, book a free consultation through the link in the description. We'll map it out for you. See you in the next one.